He wants an open relationship, but only he gets to date. I 26 have been dating my boyfriend 27M for a little over 2 years. We've had a solid relationship overall, strong communication, similar goals, and a shared friend group. But the last 3 months have been rough because he's been distant, preoccupied, and glued to his phone in a way that felt new. I tried not to jump to conclusions. I told myself maybe it was stress, maybe work was draining him, maybe he just needed space. Every time I asked if he was okay, he'd say he was fine, just overwhelmed. Then 2 weeks ago, he sat me down and told me he needed to talk about relationship structure. Those were his exact words. He said he had been doing a lot of self-discovery and felt like monogamy was limiting his personal growth. He said an open relationship would help him learn more about himself and explore his identity outside of labels. I tried my best to stay calm and told him I was open to a conversation if it was something we both benefited from equally. That's when he told me he didn't mean both of us, he meant him. He said I wasn't the type who needed variety and that dating other people would stress me out, so the open relationship would apply only to him. He told me he still wanted us to live together, still wanted my emotional support, still wanted weekends together, but he also wanted the freedom to connect with other people. When I asked why I couldn't do the same, he looked almost offended and said, "I don't think you understand how sensitive I am. I couldn't handle jealousy the way you can." I reminded him that I never said I could handle it, I just hadn't been given any information before this conversation. He said I was being reactive and not thinking about the long-term benefits. I told him this wasn't an open relationship, this was him asking for permission to cheat without consequences. He said I was invalidating his feelings. When I told him I wasn't comfortable with a one-sided arrangement, he sighed dramatically and said he was disappointed that I wasn't being more involved. He went on to tell me he has so much love to give and that restricting him to one partner was emotionally suffocating. I told him he could explore all he wanted, but not while we were together. That's when things escalated. He accused me of abandoning him at his most vulnerable moment and said I was proving exactly why he needed multiple partners. I told him again, if he wants that lifestyle, he's free to have it, but not in a relationship with me. The next day, he sent me a long message saying he was hurt by how I reacted. According to him, I overreacted and turned a simple conversation about mutual growth into an attack on his character. I didn't reply immediately, so he followed it with, "You're proving you're not ready for a mature relationship." I didn't respond to that either. Later that evening, his best friend texted me saying my boyfriend had already downloaded dating apps and was meeting new people. When I confronted him, he said it was part of his healing journey. We live together, so things have been tense. He's been going out late, hiding his phone, wearing cologne to run errands, and then telling me I'm being dramatic when I ask where he's been. A few nights ago, he came home at 2 a.m. and told me he needed me to be patient while he figures out his emotional landscape. I told him I was done being patient. I told him if he wanted freedom, he could have it fully, meaning he could also have his own apartment, his own bills, and his own single life. He immediately said I was overreacting over nothing and that I was throwing away a relationship over a misunderstanding. But there is no misunderstanding. He wants an open relationship that only benefits him. He wants me to stay home, loyal, stable, available, while he goes out experimenting. He keeps saying I'm making this harder than it needs to be and that if I loved him, I'd support his evolution. I keep asking myself if I'm overreacting, or if he's manipulating me into staying while he gets the best of both worlds. So here I am, Reddit, am I actually overreacting for refusing a one-sided open relationship? Or is he using self-discovery as a very shiny excuse to cheat while expecting me to sit quietly and applaud?